Welcome back. This is Ikovic, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals for boss time against Gades, the Sinistral of Destruction. Yeah, so you are pretty much doomed for this battle unless you have to be very clever with your statues. Statues heal all party members for 200 HP. This is by far the hardest boss in the game, because you are not supposed to defeat them for storyline purposes. I am probably at maybe the minimum level or so to face him without any of my party members dying instantly. Tia right now can die from a single target attack, which is why I'm going to bolster her defense by a lot. I'm using weak point to weaken Gades' attack. I'm going to also boost up some of my other party members' attack, but just boost up all your party members, have some heal, and just increase your defense power for Tia and Selen primarily, because they can be killed very easily. You might have some clever playing around with some defenses or some items, but look at that damage! You can get IP attacks very quickly in this battle. As long as you use a statue every round, you should be fine for HP. It's just that when he actually kills a character, you have to be a little wary. For example, Tia definitely can get wiped out very quickly, and so can Selen. Yeah, Tia is actually very highly boosted for defense. Okay, so you can use Menace or your IP attack. So I'm using Fire Dagger's IP attack. Alright, so I'm using Speedy Ring for Tia to increase her speed, but in retrospect, maybe it might not be a good idea. If you can get faster than Gades, it's a very good idea to do so, because then you have a jump start and you can plan your rounds perfectly. However, if you can't, then there's nothing you can really do about it. Then you might as well increase the attack power of both Guy, Maxim, and perhaps Selen even, if she has the other weapon. Well, as you can see, I've equipped the Cold Rapier to Maxim actually for maximum damage, because I'm not planning to do any damage. I've re-equipped Guy with the Fire Dagger because he does more damage with the IP attack, trying to increase people's speed, defense, battle lust. Yeah, why not? Maxim, Guy. I'll do it to Guy. Yeah, so make sure you just keep your HP fully healed every single turn. If you forget to use a statue, you are doomed in this battle. Yeah, so I highly recommend this statue strategy. Look at that damage. Wow. Increase the... So yep, I had Maxim use the statue that turn, so he'll be able to use Glacial Blast next turn. So good management of your IP attacks. Bolster the defense as much as possible. Maybe cast Weak Point. Weak Point would be very useful actually. Battle Lust again, this time on Guy. And did I use a statue this turn? Oh, remember, you have to always remember to use a statue, because sometimes if you don't plan this battle properly, 50 statues is not enough. You're not doing enough damage. So you have to make sure every single turn you're doing enough damage to Gades to actually weaken him. 239, acceptable. So bolster the attack of Maximum Guy, weaken Gades as much as possible, because if he kills one of your party members, that's disastrous. And he can't right now with my current strategy, I don't believe. However, he hasn't attacked Tia in a single attack, or Selen, and that would be disastrous if he kills one of them, because then I have to waste 2 turns, one for a statue and one for healing. I use Battle Lust on Maxim now. Ooh, that was an ordinary attack, and that did as much damage as my Glacial Blast. Alright, maybe I should equip Francesca actually on Guy. If he's not going to use IP attacks, maybe it would be better off to him maximize his attack as much as possible. Well, either way, just be smart about your moves and your IP attacks. Boom. Because yeah, as you can see, I'm taking less and less damage. So the weak points, the defense boosting, it's all adding up, viewers. You can become much stronger than your designated level. Like right now, level 25. So yeah, we'll try to beat Gades as fast as possible in this battle, because this battle could take like half an hour if you're unprepared. But if you keep bolstering your attack and you have a simple strategy, you can do as much damage as possible in a very short amount of time. Like, look at Maxim go. Maybe I should have equipped the Francesco and Guy, because he's doing not enough damage. His attack power is suffering actually. Alright, Glacial Blast, Fire Dagger, Aqua Attack. Ooh, maybe that would have been a good idea. Or maybe not. See? And I survived a single attack by Gades. This would not be possible without her bolstered defense and his weakened attack. It simply wouldn't, viewers. Blaze attack, 542 damage. I knew it was a good idea to put the Fire Dagger on Guy. Alright, Battle Lust. I'm pretty sure Battle Lust is almost maxed out actually. Oh, increased it by 20 actually. No, that was a very good idea. Ordinary. So yeah, just Battle Lust Maxim to the max, and Battle Lust Guy to the max, and they'll do plenty of damage. Yep, have Tia cast Battle Lust, have Selene used Statue this time around. Yeah, so Maxim's doing a lot of damage. 300, he could do almost 400 HP damage in one go. Wow, the Cold Rapier, all this boosted attack. Yeah, Guy's actually a little disappointing. Have Glacial Blast. In fact, I think his normal attack maybe does enough damage. Woo, go Guy. Alright, so Guy's Battle Loss is maxed out. 471. Yeah, Maxim on his own is owning Gades. Blaze attack, that's 538. So Maxim, Guy, Tia, Battle Lust again on Maxim. Statue again. Yep, statues are a godsend. It would be almost impossible to win this battle without statues. It can be done with some clever IP usage, multiple healing. Oh, look at that damage! Go Maxim, go! Alright. Yes, so he is very, very hard. I'm making this battle look a lot easier than it should be. All my characters have their stats boosted to the max. Their defense is boosted, the attack power of Maxim and Guy is boosted as high as it can be. I mean, Guy's not doing that much damage because the Fire Dagger is nowhere near as strong as the Cold Rapier. But hey, my strategy is to have Maxim just go all out, and Guy does enough damage with Blaze attack anyway. I'll try to use Speedy Ring, but you know what? It's actually not beside the point. I have a very good strategy now. Like, if I wasn't most of my time in this battle is wasted on decision making, really. So increase Tia's speed as much as possible. But I don't think she can outspeed Gades right now. Like, if I properly did some of the items, maybe, but not at this point. 173. Nope, just go all out. Have him boost Blaze attack. Have her use Fake. And Statue again. Come on, guys. $382 damage. Statue to heal us up. And Blaze attack. 538 damage. Alright, I've almost got him. Come on. Tia. Just do as much damage as possible, guys. Come on, we have to beat Gades soon enough. Gades. I just keep mixing it up, you know? Keep you on your toes, viewers. Glacial Blast, 486 damage. You know, it's funny how Guy can do more damage with Blaze attack, but Maxim does way more on his ordinary attack because of his boosted. Yes! I've defeated him! I've defeated Gades! Viewers, you are not supposed to beat this battle. It's almost impossible. So yeah, Maxim levels up, Guy levels up, everyone levels up. Look at those levels, woo! And I level grinded. And for our troubles, we get the Gades sword, one of the best weapons in the game, especially for this point. Oh, and we died. So even defeating Gades with our awesome strategy, we got defeated nonetheless. And there's Iris. Heals us, healing. So even after being defeated by Gades, we were able to just be fine, after all. Yes, I'm so excited that I've defeated Gades, and so quickly as well. I was expecting this to go quite a while. But hey, my strategy was awesome. Maxim was doing a hell of a lot of damage, Guy was wailing on him. So I still think it was worth it to have a Fire Dagger just for that extra bit of damage. Like if Francesca would have done more damage per turn, but it doesn't have the IP attack that Blaze attack could do. Return the Parcelite. Okay. Tia, what's wrong? Well, anyway, we'll keep heading north. And with some treasure, the scimitar that would have been useful last battle. And the block shield. Okay, okay. Let's equip some of these weapons. We'll equip Guy with the Gades sword. Oh, look at that. That increase in damage. Octo Strike. Yeah. He's gonna have that weapon for a long time. Block shield. And for him, the scimitar, even more powerful than the cold rapier. And we'll equip the cold rapier to Sullen. Alright, now this party's very well balanced. So happy to be Gades. Well, now let's get ourselves out of this dungeon and head back to the king in Parcelite. So we'll warp to Parcelite. Yes, there's a misspelling here in the warp menu. So Parcelite Castle. Let's inform the king of this super being that defeated us so easily, even though we defeated him. The villain destroyed Gordovan. That's strong. We have to do something about Gades. Gades. I actually prefer saying Gades now. Ah, yes, I forgot about this part of the game. Even though I equipped Guy with an awesome weapon, he can't use it because he's going to see Hilda and Tanbel now. And we have Selen permanently for now. Don't worry, viewers, we'll get Guy back. But it sucks that we have a party member with 363 attack power unavailable at this stage of the game. Yeah, who are you talking to? Maybe I should have held off giving him the Gades Blade. Fate to fight no journey. Nothing but pride, son. You think it's possible? Alright. Shall we? Okay, so now Maxim is a party full of women. Yeah, boy. Alright, so I guess now we can just continue progressing throughout the game. We shall warp to Gordovan. Head past the Gordovan Tower. And fast forward to that battle. Alright, those spikes are down. Alright, now we are in the next area of the game. Nothing new there, viewers. And we are at Merix. North Cave. Oh, how many North Caves are there in this game? Really, dungeon designers? Really? Couldn't get any more creative than that? Whatever. Destroy the bridge guy. A huge egg, huh? Go, daddy, go. You can cook a little. Oh, that's adorable. Ooh, a magic shot. Let's stock up and mage stuff. Fireball. Equip that to Tia. Equip that to Fake. That would have been useful. Ah, now we get the almighty trick spell, which increases attack power during battle. Gotta love that. And escape and warp. Give that to Tia. Why not? Yeah, so trick increases attack power. It's awesome. A super strong warrior by the Bound Kingdom, you say? Hey, wait. Maxim. Head back to the shop, Maxim. Fine, we'll head to the North Cave. I guess that'll do it for this episode of... Oh, there's a new enemy, Wispies. That'll do it for this episode of Let's Play Lufia 2, Rise of Sinistrals.